Hi everyone, it's Rhonda. It's class time. All of you obviously should have your kits by now, and it's time to get started. So first thing that we're gonna do is the rosette. You will have a strip. It's actually going to be with the very back page in your kit. Because it's going to go on it's called the back front cover is what it is. And there's going to be a long blue strip. Go ahead and pull that strip out. And we're going to make this rosette because it takes a while to dry. So I would like to get that out of the way. Anyway, once you've pulled that out, it comes just exactly like this, a long blue strip. I'm actually making the smaller one. You will have two strips. You want to make the bigger one. Anyway, it's accordion folded. It's already scored for you. So you're just going to accordion fold this. Obviously the opposite every single time on every single score line. You're just going to keep folding. Just go all the way down that blue strip. Take your time, nice and slow, and just keep folding until you get to the very, very end. And then I just kind of push mine together so that you can get all those nice little lines all good and scored and folded. Okay, then you can just pull it out. It should look just exactly like this. Like I said, I am working with the smaller one. You guys want to be working with the bigger one. So you're going to have some yellow centers. You're going to need one for the front and one for the back. If you're doing the big one, which is what I used in the book, go ahead and use your bigger yellow circles and grab your glossy accents. And we're going to put some glossy accent on the end of both of the folds, on the very, very end. Put some adhesive, some glossy accents on both sides. And you're going to adhere those two sides together. On a flat surface, it's got to all come in like this. Oh, just had it. This is the tricky part of it. Okay, so once you've got it on a flat surface like this, hopefully you can see that, take your glossy accents and put you some back to the glossy accents. I'm just going to go ahead and put it right around the inside of that. And then this side, this one is actually a little bit too big for this rosette, but I'm going to put this one on the back. So nobody's going to see this one. So hopefully you can see that. I'll try to get you a little close up here. The key point is to get enough glue on there. You're going to have to hold this for a few minutes. This is why we're starting off with this project. To hold this. And I'm going to go ahead and flip mine over and go ahead and apply some more of this on there. I'm going to try to. Okay. So I'm just putting this right around. I'll show you a close-up here in just a minute. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on here too. So just put it right there in the center of the rosette. Now, keep in mind, this one is going to be your front. So you don't want a whole bunch of glossy accents seeping out. But you want to get enough on there. It really takes some, quite a bit of the glue for this to hold. Otherwise, it's not going to hold and it's going to keep popping. But this is how it should look. When you get it done, hold it for just a couple more minutes. And then it just needs to dry. And you should supply list before we really get started. Adhesive, your scissors. You're going to need pop dots. You're going to need hole punch unless you did your homework. If you did your homework, then you won't need that hole punch. Should have done your red paint, and you're going to need your just ink. We're going to get started. Okay, we're going to start on the front cover. So you should have this at the very top of your kit. You should have your paper, which is already cut for you. You should have your ruler that's got a hole in it. You should have a little brad that's going to be in your bag. It's actually the big Graphic 45 brad is the one that we're going to use. You're going to need the long piece of your black ribbon. Check your ribbons before you actually use it, because if you get the wrong one, you may need it somewhere else. So this is going to be your longest black ribbons. You should have 2 of them. It's going to be used on your front and your back cover. So you should grab that. And then you should have already done, for homework, you should have done your ABC letters. So you're going to need those. And then go ahead and pull your chipboard sheets out and take them out of the package. And you're going to need the 5+2 chipboard piece and the little girl that is reading this chipboard piece. And that's what we're going to need for the front cover. So this is where you're going to need your red tape. Anytime that you are taking a piece of paper and folding it over to the next page on a book, I strongly suggest that you use this red tape. It's going to hold it a lot better. I've done many books, and any other tape does not hold like you need it to hold. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to flip my book over, and I'm going to just right away start putting the red tape. If you have the thicker red tape, it's a little bit better. If not, this will work. So start on the edge of your front inside cover, and I'm just going to put red tape all the way along this cover. Once you've got that red tape in there, you're going to flip your book back over, get your, find what's going to go on that front cover, that very first piece that should already be cut for you. You want to put it right against this canvas. You know, you actually could scoot it out a little bit because your black ribbon is going to come right along here and it's going to cover the gap. But I'm going to go ahead, and I've got mine pretty much lined up, maybe, you know, maybe 1/4 of an inch on each side you're going to see, or maybe actually a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch. But I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on my page. This is totally up to you, but I like to put some adhesive on my page to hold it a little bit. Press that down. Get that on there. Then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to put it, adhere it onto the red tape that's over on this side. Okay. Now, since I used the thinner red tape, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more adhesive like I told you I was going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Another way that you could do this would be to put just regular runner adhesive on there. And then once you've got this folded over, you could come back and put you a strip of red tape on there now. Which I might do that also just to make sure that it secures it. Okay. All right. Get that nice and folded over. Now I find that when you're doing this, that it's easier if you cut a little bit here down on the edge. It makes the fold stay a little bit better. So what I usually do is I'll cut a little bit off right here at an angle so that when I fold those edges over, they'll fold over better. Can you see that right there? I cut right here and right here on the corners. So once you got that folded, then you can come back over here and just go ahead and adhere that onto that good red tape. Just like that. Okay. And then that should be good. But if you want your book to last forever like I do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with that red tape and I'm going to go right over the top of that so that I know it's not going to come up. So find the end of that red tape and then I'm going to come and I'm going to go right over that so that it's really got, it's really doubled. So you know that paper is not going anywhere. So once you've got it folded over and glued down to that red tape, this is totally up to you. I'm going to go ahead and put another layer of red tape on there. Okay. And then once I get that done, that front cover page is on there. So that's on there. It's staying on there. It's good to go. We'll come back and take care of these little corners. So front page, down, good. Now we're going to do our ribbon. Everybody does ribbon different. You can put it through your Xbox, your Xyron. I like to take my tape runner and I just start at the tip of the ribbon. Hold that down with a fingernail if you can get it. And just take my tape runner and go right down the ribbon. It's on this real slippery surface, so that's why it's wanting to move. Anyway, that's how I do mine. You can run it through the Xyron if you want. And I'm just going to put this right there on the cover, just like that. You have plenty over here to wrap around. Want to press that down, make sure it's on there really good. Flip it over, and we're going to wait until we put that next page on there to put that ribbon on. So, go to your inside front cover, which will be the polka dot. And it'll have all the stuff with it. Your matting, your chipboard won't be with it, but your matting will be with it. So go ahead and get this paper, and we're going to go ahead and get this adhered onto this page also. And that way we can put that ribbon down. All right, mine looks like it's a little... Okay, so... I'm going to peel this red, put a little bit of adhesive on this one. I use a lot of adhesive when I'm doing these books. A lot of people think I'm crazy and it makes the expense of the book go up, but my books will last for a long time. They're looked at a lot, and they get extremely abused, and they hold really, really, really well. So let's get that on there. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just lining it up as close as I can get it. Adhering that down to that red tape. And then I'm going to bring this ribbon around and put it down. And I don't have to worry about it lining up because I'm going to come back and I'm going to put this number strip on here. Which is going to cover up any mistakes or anything that I want to cover up. That's what that is for. So put you some adhesive on your number strip, which, by the way, I need to tell you where you're going to get that number strip at. There's a sheet of paper that has a bunch of these number strips on there. And let's see. Anyway, this is where you're going to get that number strip from. And I've already got mine cut, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that down. Now, you can use the red tape on this if you want to. It's going to hold really good because you're adhering this to paper, so it's going to hold good anyway. Okay, so front cover and inside front cover are covered with paper. So let's go and embellish it. So you're going to need your ABCs, which you should already have those put together. You need the word school days, which go back on the back, or I'm sorry, in between. And then your chipboard that you're going to need is the 5 plus 2 and the little girl. The 5 plus 2 and the little girl reading. So these are, I'll show you where they're going to go. Your 5 plus 2 is going to go right here. You're going to have some brads that are going to be in your little bag. So you want to go ahead and put those brads in there. And go ahead and put another brad in the little girl. Your ABC is going to go right here in the center. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm not going to use brads in mine. So I'm going to put some red tape on these because they're going to be stuck to canvas instead of paper. I think they're going to stick better with the red tape. So red tape right there. Another strip of red tape right here. Okay. Okay, so this one's going to go right here. Okay, and your ABC. So before, I wouldn't press anything down yet. Put it on there. Make sure it's where you want it to go. Our ABC's on there. And then I'm going to put some red tape on this little red tape on our ruler. And she's going to go right down here. Some red tape on the back of this ruler. And then our front cover is done. So we're moving right along. Anyway, once you've put your hole is punched, put your brad in there, flatten it out as flat as you can get it. Grab a hold of it's like a little knob is what it is, and figure out where you want it to go. And that red tape is going to keep it right where you put it. So we're ready to move on. Let's go ahead and move on to the inside front cover. Okay, and you should find your chipboard. We're going to need this little girl chipboard. We're going to need the little girl in blue. We're going to need the little A is for apple chipboard, which are going to go just like this. And you should have attached to your black polka dot paper, you should have had your black mat, your cream, your red, and then for homework, I gave you to cut this out. So we're going to need this. We're also going to need your pop dots. And then another thing that I gave you for homework was to cut this one out. So this is the Little Mother Goose. Anyway, okay. Also for this page, you're going to need to go to your Bow Bunny trinkets. It's going to come in a package. I tore the back off of mine, but yours is going to come in a package that looks just like this. And I just left mine in here, and which I would do if I were you. I would leave them in here so they don't get lost. But you are going to need this trinket and the key trinket. So let's go ahead and pull those out of your Bow Bunny trinket package. And then you want to grab your red tape because that key is very, very heavy. And it is definitely going to need to go on with a piece of red tape. So let's pull those out. This is the key and this is the trinket. Okay, so I'm going to set them right there and we're going to go ahead and start working on this. Back to the inside cover. Now you're going to need your pop dots. So grab your pop dots, which you can use big, small, whichever. I'm going to use the big ones on the big the big photo. And I'm going to put one in each corner. I use a lot of pop dots too. I don't like my centers to sag. Totally up to you. You could actually do this one with 4 if you wanted. I'm not going to. I don't like any of my stuff to sag. So, like I said, I don't know how to scrapbook cheap. So this is, I use a lot. I don't spare on adhesive. I don't go sparingly on pop dots. I like it to look nice. The more you use, the better it's going to look. So once you put your pop dots on there, go ahead and pull those little tabs off, and you're going to adhere this. This is going to go onto your red, but we're going to go ahead and stick these together. So you should have 3 mats already cut for you, black, cream, and red. I'm going to adhere them together with my Scotch tape runner. Once again, I put a lot on there. Totally up to you. I use a lot. I want them to stick together. Line them up. They should match pretty good. I'm never that lucky. Nobody does this, so I never get a kit where everything's cut for you. So maybe I need to take one of my classes. Got all 3 of those matted together. Find and center your little pictures. And then that one is done. And I'm just going to put that aside. Come back to that in just a minute. And we're going to do the same thing with this one. Okay, so the little mother goose, you should have, black's going to be first, so it should be the biggest. Then you should have a cream, and then you should have a red. So let's go ahead and do this the same way. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere these 3 mats together. And then once you get that done, go ahead, get your pop dotted little mother goose and center it right on there. Okay, so then you got that done. Just kind of figure out where you're going to want this there. Got our little key that's going to go right here. Have our trinket that's going to go on this side. And just lay everything out. Make sure it's right where you want it to go. And get some red tape on those. You will have some brads in your kit to put on your tags. So look in your little bag and find your brads. You should have 2 black brads that are going to go on this one and this tape, like I said, on this key. It's heavy. So I'm going to go ahead and use the red tape on the key. It's going to hold it better. So if you can see, you can't see any of the adhesive on the key. I just didn't like being able to see that adhesive. And then just kind of press it down good so that it's going to hold. And then get adhesive on your other things that you've gotten matted. And your inside front cover is finished. And put this little trinket right there. And just double check that key. And it's staying. And our front cover and our front inside cover is done. So, page number 1. Yours is going to come on a 12 by 12. You're going to have the 12 by 12 black, which you should have cut. That was for homework. And all these little embellishments, this is what we're going to need. Your matting and all that stuff is going to be paper clipped, just like mine is. Now, this little strip, this is on this piece of paper, which I told you you needed to cut that out for homework, and then this strip and this strip. So that's where you're going to get that strip at. So that's this one. And then your mats came with your paper clipped, and your chipboard is on your chipboard sheet. So go ahead and get the Jolly Alphabets, and the U is for umbrella. Those are the chipboard that we're going to use on this page. And Anyway, okay, you should probably have already adhered your paper to the page. If you haven't, I'm going to put mine on. I'm going to show you how to do it. Adhering all four sides. And then I always put a little bit in the center, totally up to you. Oh, something that I forgot. Here we go. Now we're going to start inking. Really should have inked before you put adhesive, but it ain't going to hurt anything. So go ahead and get your distress ink if you're going to distress. So I've gone all around the edges, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put some in the center, even though most of the page is going to be pretty much covered up. Totally up to you. Distressing, everybody has their own taste on this. So I'm going to line this page up, get it so that it's adhered on there really, really good. Then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to punch these. Okay, 3 holes. And once you got that punched, since I had adhesive on there, mine are a little sticky. Anyway, then I'm going to come back and I'm going to just kind of put a little bit more. Totally up to you. I like a lot on mine. So I'm going to have my mats here. You should have, these are probably going to be in your envelope. I've already Xyroned mine, but it's a little ribbon and a little button. So run them through your Xyron. Find your ribbon. I don't know what I got on my mat, but I'm going to flip that over. Anyway, you're going to have a piece of red ribbon. This is going to be your little tag. We're going to have to, this strip, we're going to have to cut it. You should have a bow. And I'm just, totally up to you. I like to lay mine all out. You should have ABC letters, which mine are right here. Little bitty letters. They're going to go on this. Now, I'm going to ink. Once again, I'm going to ink everything. See, I've just darkened that up. And then distress it, put your ABC on there. You're going to have a package of Bow Bunny. You should have these brads. These are the ones that I used on this chipboard. So, Bow Bunny brads, you want to pull out the A and the B, and it's going to go, they're going to go in the U is for umbrella. You've kind of got everything lined up and ready to go. You're going to need your alphabet letters. Then we just start putting this page together. To adhere this chipboard onto the little black mat. Not sure what I've done with that C, but I bet it's stuck to my elbow or something. Anyway, okay, adhered that. And that's going to go right there. This is going to go right here. It would really be a good idea to use the red tape on this one because, okay, my ribbon, I'm going to line it up. Just make sure it's pretty close to the size you need. And I'm just going to do like I did with the last piece. Start at the top, pull down, just use my tape runner. Totally up to you what you want to do with this. I probably would not run this through your Xyron because it's probably going to take the ruffle out. So I have found with this one, tape runner is probably the best way to put this one on there. You are going to come back and put a strip over the top of it. So let's see about how far up I need to go. Make sure you don't get too high up because you want to have room to put that, that strip. So don't, just lay it out. Don't press it down because it's easy to take up until you really press it down. And if it's not perfectly straight, it's not a big deal because you're going to cover it up with that come back with a stroke of adhesive on there. And before you press it down, like I said, just make sure it's where you want it. I'm going to ink this one. Go ahead and lay that on top. And on this one, some of your mats, you're going to see that I cut the ribbon longer. And you're going to wrap your ribbon around. On this particular one, I cut it right to the edge. So this is going to be a short one. Start at the top. Take your tape runner right down it. And adhere it right onto your... if you're going to put a photo here, it's only going to be able to be this size of a photo. And it looks really nice over the top of a photo. So that's totally up to you. You can put it down now or put it down later. Anyway, and then just attach your bow. And this page is getting there. Okay, and then you should have your alphabet, your letters. Right. So I think we have everything on this page now. Just making sure that we got it where we want it. And there we go. All right. And then just kind of come back. Make sure you got all those letters straight and evenly spaced and where you want it. So once you got that done, then just go ahead and go back and just put them down. Okay, put some adhesive on this one and we're ready. Let's put everything down. All right, here we go. And we just about have page 1 done. Your page is done. We got everything done on that page. We're going to flip it over and start page number 2. Just like this. It's going to be the red polka dot page. You should have already cut it. You should have mats. A mat for this, which was on that homework sheet that I gave you last night to cut. You're going to need this chipboard that's going to go right here. Here's where you find this. If you didn't do your homework, it's going to be on this sheet. You need to cut it out and just follow. Don't worry about this little lip right there because we're going to cover it up with a piece of chipboard that's going to go just like that. So just go ahead and cut around that one. Going to use this. You are going to need to get your Bow Bunny sticker sheet, and you are going to need to peel off these little books. It's a little stack of books, and what I did was I like everything matted. I like the black, and so you're going to have to put this on a black mat, and we're just going to trace around it and just leave a little lip on it so that it shows black. And then you should have a crayon box, which you are going to also mat this. It's just barely going to fit on this black sheet, but it does fit. So we're going to put this here. You should have the word Crayola. You should have 4 different crayons. And I ran these all through my Xyron. So just put all this stuff, run it right through your Xyron. It's going to make your life way easier. That's all of those. Ran them through the Xyron. You should have ribbon and a bow for this page. You should have a ruler. You should have a little ticket. And then on the school sticker sheet, this one, you're going to need this pair of scissors. Put this page down. Okay, press it down. Good to go. Then I'm going to ink. Okay. Like I said, for me, you can't put too much moving on. Get your mats. Find your mats. More inking on your mats. Do this so you can see it. Okay. Then you can come, put this right on here, And that one's going to be ready to go. Okay, then I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to ink this. Go ahead and put that on there. And once again, we're just going to lay out our there. Need this ABC primer little chipboard that's going to let's work on our crayon box. All right, of course, got to ink it. It's gonna get adhered onto a mat, but let's just kind of put that to the side and work on our little crayon. In order to make it work, you need to put darker. So I'm putting this green. I'm putting a dark green on top of a lighter. My last one that's gonna go in here. This is the green, and I did do the black crayon box. Looks pretty good. We need to put it on top of that mat. Okay, and then your Crayola letters. Okay, so as you can see, I need to do some adjusting. That's why I don't put anything all we need left on this one is the black or the purple crayon. So let me run that through the Xyron. This one we need to, it's going to be on the outside, so you need to peel all your little things out of it and get the black. So I'm going to do the black center. I'm going to do the purple tip and the different color purple tip, purple at the bottom, and then 2 blacks in the center. So that's a thing. You just gotta, these take a little while, but they're so worth it. This is a really cute quick cuts. I love it. For a school book, I just thought it was adorable. Anyway, then once you got that done, just kind of peel that off of there, clean your glue up, and stick it onto your crayon box. And you have your crayon. And then your crayon box is done. Okay, so nothing to that. That one's done. Your little ruler is going to line up, and it's going to go right here. You should have a little ticket that was in there, and that's going to go there. And like I said, you should not have anything adhered down yet. Okay, sticker sheet. Go to your sticker sheet, find your little pair of scissors, pull that off your sticker sheet, and you kind of know where those are over here. Now, the only thing left we have to do are these books. So don't make this harder than it is. Stick your books down onto this black mat. It's plenty big. Like I said, don't make this harder than it is. And actually, you don't have to do this step if you don't want to. I just wanted the black to show. I am a big time matter, as you probably can tell. But I'm just going to try and leave a little bit of the black all the way around this. I'm not going to take the time to trace it. It doesn't have to be exact, ladies. As long as it's got a little bit of black showing, that's good. That's all you need. So just don't make this harder than it is. People freak out over doing stuff like this. Oh, don't we need to trace? No. Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm just following the little pattern. Is it exact? No, it's not exact. But there's enough on there that you can see it, and that's what I want. That's the look that I wanted. So just kind of take your scissors and just go around, leave a little edge. Don't have to be perfect, so don't make it harder than it is. And I'm just following these little ridges and these little, and just moving right along. And there you go. So nothing to it. Don't make it harder than it is. It does not have to be perfect. Mine certainly is not perfect. And we're ready to put this page together. All right, ladies. Here we go. So we have page 1, page 2 completed.